Alright guys, welcome back to the vlog. We're doing our third action video today. Action Jackson. That'd be Beamer and Son garage. So we're gonna do an oil change on the 65 Barracuda. So the first thing you do is you want to start it up, let it run, let it warm up. Get out your provisions, your jack, your drain pans, famous wrench called the Danny wrench, named after Danny Ross. Oil filter wrench. Flavor of the day is going to be some Pennzoil Long Life 1540, and that should have the zinc in it. It says fleet, farm, commercial, diesel, gasoline engine, all of it. And the STP, and then of course, STP oil filter, and then of course the STP oil treatment, which is loaded with zinc. There it is, contains zinc, anti-wear agents ZDDP. There we go. So we let it run for about 5 minutes now. Heater hoses are warm. Valve covered, not so much. Just want to warm it up so the oil comes out easier. And there you go. So that's enough for that. We shut it off. I don't know how many of you out there done your own oil changes, but if you haven't, you're losing out, because you can save a ton of money by changing your own oil, okay? So we're going to jack this up. Jack's already preset where it needs to go. We're not going to jack it up. Oh, wow. It fell off. And that happens sometimes. Luckily it fell off now. Right on the, there we go. On the frame, apparently I didn't have it on the frame very good. We don't need it very high, but just enough to get the rain for it. Let's see. Yeah, it's on there pretty good. It's catching the frame and enough. Couple floor mats we use for like a rug to lay down. My hand's blocking it. Sorry about that, everybody. There we go. Now this has a unique oil filter, unlike a lot of them. And this oil filter, it sits upside down right there. So you can see it right there. It sits upside down. When you have to remove that and turn that, it's going to make a mess all over the place. But that's okay. We're here to deal with that. We can deal with that today. So we'll put the drain pack under there. We'll get our rug set up. Our mats. And we'll crawl underneath of it. With our little fancy adjustable wrench that we call the Danny wrench around here. Hopefully it'll do the job. And let's see where the right plug is in that. Oh, it's wet on the backside. Here comes the oil. You always want to make sure when you pull the drain plug out, you get the gasket. And we got the gasket. There's the gasket. So you pull that out. That's gonna drip all over your hand. We'll sit it right on top of that. Grab a rack while that's draining. Because you get oil all over your hand. Luckily, we got these fancy blue gloves on, as you can get at any Walgreens or Walmart. Anybody can get these little, plastic rubber gloves to keep your hands from just getting totally nasty, And let's hook you up on our little apparatus we got. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the oil is draining. We'll drain cap breather off. We'll get another pan underneath that for the filter. We're going to change the oil on this, so we'll get our oil filter out. Our STP. We'll turn it upside down in the box. Whoop. There we go. We'll lift this down a little bit. Get all the oil out of it. While it's jacked up, it's leaning over to one side. So you want to let it back down because you don't want the oil, like in the pan, all run over to one side. So you let it back down to get all the oil out. That's the purpose is to get that black carbon oil up out of there. And what does that, what makes the oil black, is the combustion chamber in the cylinder. When it explodes, when the piston comes up on top of the center compression stroke, the spark plug ignites a mixture of air and fuel, and it explodes and blows the piston down. That's what gives you the power. It's called a power stroke when it blows it back down. And all 6 cylinders are doing that. And when that happens, it produces a carbon, and the carbon is black, and that mixes in the oil because the pistons are basically dunking up and down, going up and down, and that's what causes your oil to turn black, is the carbon. So you want to get that black carbon out of there. That's the purpose of it. It's the purpose of changing the oil, is to get rid of that carbon that's produced from the internal combustion engine. And that's what this is. It's just a plain Jane internal combustion engine. So we let it drain, probably long enough now. And we're going to jack it back up. We're going to put the drain plug back in it. Okay. We're going to kick this other pan under there so we can have that with the filter. And we're going to crawl back under here with our fancy drain plug. And we're going to take our rag and wipe that off and get all the oil and debris off of it. Yuck. Okay. And you don't supposed to drop it in the dirt, Barry. But luckily it didn't land with the treads in the dirt. We got lucky. Okay. Now we're going to install this back into the fan. A little ash is no extra charge. Okay, so now we're going to lay under here. And we're going to put the drain plug back in the old pan. You want to make sure you just start in there straight, because if you cross thread it, then you're going to have problems. Like I'm having right now. I'm having problems trying to get it started straight. Usually I have my son do this. This work is tedious, and I got it. Even without him. I usually have him do all this stuff. I gotta get the wrench back on there. And that's tight. Okay, so got that. Move the other pan under there to catch the filter. I really need somebody to film for me, and I don't have anybody here. So I kind of know how old man Grouch felt when he wanted somebody to come out and film for him. And I'd do that for him. It's going to be a long drive for me to, he's practically in Columbus. And I'm down here in the, closer to Cincinnati. So now we're going to try to get the drain, we're trying to get the oil filter off of the engine. And that's not going to be easy because you can't turn it very much. So let's see if we can't swing that for this channel there. Okay, we got it turning. There it is. Oh, screw it. I don't think you can really get it out any way easy. But like that. So he had a Wix filter on it. One of the best. And now we're going with an STP. So, kind of going from, you know, what we really wanted to. So we're going to put some oil in the filter. Can't really put much in it because it's just going to run right back out. We switched it up to a Rotella. We're not going to use that other Pennzoil here. We're going to switch it to another blend of oil. So then we'll need our little rag, and we'll wipe that housing to make sure it's clean and there's no dirt or anything on it. And we did. And we'll put our filter. Basically, you're just gonna put it upside down and then put it right back in there. And then just start it by hand. Certainly difficult to do all this and catch this on film. It really takes two people. But I can do it. I'm a beamer. Here at Beamer & Son Garage, we're beamers and we're the best at what we do. And we can do anything. If we put our mind to it. It's supposed to be hand tight. And there you go. So then we'll fill it up with this Rotella 1040. And you want to pour from the side. And there it goes. 5 quarts in there. And you notice I poured from the side, I hardly spilled any except when I first started pouring. I spilled very little. And there's that. Okay. Put the breather cap back on. Oil filters in, drain plugs in, tight. Then we'll use the old oil out of the drain pans to fill up our container. And then we'll have some used oil around here for help starting the fires around here. And we love to have fires going. We love starting fires around here. And that used oil really helps the fire go. So we'll save our pins oil for the next time. Oh, my son usually does this too. Our STP oil treatment. And this stuff is like molasses. And you need something to poke it with. So we'll use a key and we'll poke it. And it's really important to get this crap out of there. You don't want that going in your engine. That's silver crap. I don't want that going in my motor. Okay, so we'll put this in here. This is like molasses. I mean, this stuff takes forever for it to go in there. So, but luckily it's got a big enough filler, breather filler neck that I can just put the whole thing in there and just let it go. So we'll just let that run in there, and then we'll snake around here and get our pans. We're gonna leave it jacked up for a moment to help get our pans out. So here we go, get our first pan out. We don't really want to spill any on the driveway, but it looks like it's over full. Yeah. So it had a lot of gas in it. It looks really thin. Had a lot of gas in that oil. So it's a good idea that we went ahead and got that done now and got it out of the way. Then we'll pull the other drain plug out. The drain pan, it didn't catch anything. Well, it did catch something, didn't it? It caught a little bit. We'll get all our stuff out from under it. We'll get our hat. It's in the mud. Yeah, I got it. We'll drop it down off the jack. And boom. My great son went and got the oil filter. Usually he buys a Wix, but he went for the cheapy one this time because we really don't think this engine's gonna stay in here. We're supposed to, and that's why I didn't go with the better wool. Because we think we're gonna end up swapping this engine with the 63 Valiant in the back. So, You know, if it does have to be swapped out, this engine will go right into the Valiant, and it'll run with the oil and filter and everything. We won't change it because we just did the change. But then the other engine will use the better oil. We'll probably put the either the Pennzoil, or we even got some Lucas for it. And I believe we got some Valvoline racing oil that's made with the zinc in it. So we might put that in it. And it's still just so slow. This is loaded with zinc. And, you know, and the zinc is really for hydraulic lifters. I believe this is a solid lift cam. I don't believe there's hydraulic lifters in this. I could be wrong. You guys correct me, these old Mopar guys out there, if it's a solid lift cam or not. I believe it is. So I really don't think this is even a factor. And that's all of it. So it's not going to run any better. It's still going to have the mist that it has, but at least it's got good clean oil and it's not all full of gas. So that's a win. That's a win-win-win. We'll take the old oil filter. We'll stick it in the old, well, it's old now, old container that the new filter came in. We'll put it right there. We'll dump our oil in a minute in our container, and we'll fire it up. We'll let it run, and the key's not in it. I must have pulled the key out. That's weird. Okay, here's the keys. I ain't gonna show you my method to find the key for this thing. Every key here has a certain, let's say, method of madness here to find, and I'm not gonna show you my method. Sorry. It's just the way it is. And then we'll put the key in there, fire it up. I don't know why it seems like it's running better. Nah, it's still got the mess. Let it run for a minute, and we'll shut it off. We'll check it to make sure it's full. And one oil change in the books, guys. Another one done. The Beamer and Son Garage family here. My son was supposed to do this, and he didn't do it, so I just did it. Heck with it. You get it done. Try and stick back in there. And it's full. Yeah. It's full. So there we go. One oil change done for the Barracuda. And you know, all it took was, you know, just a couple common tools, you know. An oil filter wrench, an adjustable wrench you can get at any Walmart. That's a 12-inch, that's a 10-inch. You know, a cheapy little oil filter wrench you can get at any Walmart, a filter and oil, boom. And we change it ourselves. We don't have anything in this hardly at all. I think that oil I got for $5 a 5-gallon quarts, and my son got the filter probably $3 or $4. So we got about $8 in this. 7, 8, yeah, I'd say about $8, something like that. So we don't have a lot in this oil change, and I did it myself. Now I got to use the oil to, of course, deal with, and you know, I'm going to put that in another container and save it. So we'll do that after the video's over. We're not going to do that. We're not going to bore you with that. So it took 24 minutes to do an oil change. Wow. It's a little harder to do by yourself. And you can see it's, you know, there's street lights coming on. It's dark, you know. But we got the job done, you know. And that's it here at Beamer & Son Garage. We work all night. And we work in the dark. And this is what it took to do the old John Deere come up with the jack. And we brought the big jack out to do the job. We've got other jacks in here. We took the gas tank out from the last job. And that's it. So check us out at Instagram at Garage Beamer. Check us out on Facebook at Beamer Garage. Check us out on, let's see here. We're on PlayStation 5, or no, PlayStation 4 at MS13 Mr. Mock. Send me a friend request. We can play some Grand Theft Auto if you want to. And so check out our friends Actions Auto Parts, Jamie Phillips. He's at 387 subscribers. We need some more for him. Please subscribe to our friends, Jamie Phillips, and our friends, Scott's Beat Shop. Subscribe to them. And our buddies at Bad Tree Productions, J-Bo, Jeremy, Blake. Check out our friends. And, of course, Two Hack Garage. And we'll see you in the next one. Beamer & Son Garage, guys. Bye-bye for now.